Welcome everyone. So I had to stop my live and start it again. I guess I'm still having some issues. Welcome everyone. My name is Simply Cindy. My name is Cindy. I'm at Simply Cindy. Sorry about that. I'm doing this all alone, so I'm trying to make sure that I'm live, make sure that everything's going well. I am doing horoscopes for the next 30 days. We are about 6 days in. I'm not doing them consecutively. So what I'm doing is I'm doing a little bit of astrology, a little bit of tarot. I noticed that I hadn't done any tarot for this big transition that's coming up. We're having the um, lunar eclipse coming in, and so I went ahead and made up a spread. Um, so I made a spread I'm sorry, I'm pulling this out so I can make sure that I'm online because I wasn't a minute ago. Uh, so I'm doing the spread for each sign about the lunar eclipse. And the lunar eclipse is about us letting go. It's about us not taking in what to the next space, to the new space, to the new vibration, to the new portal. Let me pull this out so you can see this. This is the what you guys would call the portal, the new energy, the doorway. This is where we're moving to. This is the south node where we're moving away from. This is where the lunar eclipse is going to happen. So I did 4 signs yesterday. I did Aries, Sagittarius, Virgo, and Gemini. And so I'm going to do 4 more today. I'm just kind of waiting to let people get on here, let YouTube kind of send some messages out, let you guys know I'm here. Welcome. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Cindy. I'm at Simply Cindi. I am a medium. I have a lot of modalities that I have practiced. Mediumship, I was born that way, but I have a science background, medical background, so I have a lot of modalities that I can do. Anyway, so I wanted to let everybody know today is the 20th. We are in Aries season. See, the sun has moved into Aries. So we are in Aries season. Aries has 3 planets. And remember, we talked about when you can tell when the universe or the stars or your higher self or the bigger beings, whatever you want to call that, want you to pay attention to an area of life because there'll be a concentrated, what we call a stellium. There'll be planets, more than 1 or 2 in an area, right? And so because we're leaving this is the opposite. There's a lot of energy here. There's a lot of energy here. And Pluto is a big energy. So there's a lot of energy here. And there's a lot of energy here. This is all like if you are a Sag, this is all inner work. Okay. If you're a Capricorn, inner work. You're going to see this more inner. I'm not saying that you won't see any outer stuff, just more inner. And so if you look at where your ascending is, if you're finding that the planets are down here, this is a lot to do with you, your inner work, your inner changing, your inner dialogue, your inner relationships, right? And then if you find yourself where your ascending has the planets up here, you're going to see that more externally. So that's just to kind of give you a clue. Like if you see here, Sagittarius, you see all the planets are down here. So this is a lot of inner work that Sag is having to do. This is a lot of inner relationships, inner understanding, inner movement changing kind of thing. That kind of gives you a clue. That's a little bit more advanced, but that's kind of giving you a clue. If it's on the outer side, you're going to see that the things could come shockingly to you to make you change, to make that move, if that makes any sense. So that's just a little tidbit. Anyway, so congratulations. We are in Aries season. Aries should give you an oomph, a good feeling. I guess maybe if you're really grounded and don't like to move, it may make you feel a little uncomfortable. But for the most part, it Aries gives you a lot of energy, and because we're moving into this new direction, we still have, remember what I told you the other day, pay attention to what Mercury is saying over here. We have Chiron, the key to get through this door, this portal, this new energy. There is a wound here with society and within ourselves, you're not going to heal this wound. You have to learn to work with this wound. And I gave you an example of what the wound is like. What the wound is, it's like this scarcity, this being afraid that they want us to have to be, this fear that they want us to be. That's like a wound that we have. You're like fearful of being human. You're fearful of living. That's ridiculous. Like if you think about it on the outside and you say that to yourself, they want you in fear of living, which means you have to eat and you have to sleep somewhere and you have to, like, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous, right? But it's a wound that we have on society. We're not going to, it's not going to go away, but you learn to work with it, right? Which is what I said. Don't be afraid. They want you afraid, right? That's just kind of I'm not going to go too far deep into that, but I just kind of wanted to remind you, we're working with this key. This is the key to get us through this door to this new vibration. What's coming up is this letting go. We have to let go of what no longer, I mean, I say it that way because I've said it that way for a long time, but now everybody says it that way and you probably don't hear it in the same way. You're letting go of what no longer serves you, which means that's why I used a different thing. We're moving into a new house, right? We're using that scenario. There are things you don't need to take. You have a new dishwasher, you can't take the old one. You have a new washer and dryer, you can't take the old one. You appreciate the old one, you really like the old one, you're going to be sad to see it go. You have an attachment to the old stuff, but you have to let it go. It's time to move forward. It's time to move into this energy. The old washer and dryer does not look good and will not go well with in the new space, in the new house, with the new house having well, I'll use it this way. The electricity runs really, really, really well in the new house, where in the old house it didn't, and it's too much energy for the washer and dryer, the old washer and dryer. So you're going to the new washer and dryer. Does that make sense? Like, there's stuff that you have to let go of, but you have an attachment to. It feels really comfortable. Some of us don't realize we have attachments to these things, but we do. But it's time to relieve that. It's time to let that go. So, and then, I know that probably for the past couple of days, we've been feeling a little bit confused, feeling a little bit like off. And that's because Neptune, the sun was next to Neptune. They were talking. And so it was really lighting up, still was lighting up maybe things that you hadn't seen, maybe things that you thought you saw one way and you were seeing another, and you were coming to that realization. And as the days go by, we have Saturn and Venus. Remember, are you taking responsibility for how you are loved, for how you are creating, for how you are you appreciating yourself? Are you understanding your worthiness? We have Mars coming into to help Venus, but Saturn wants to talk to Venus first before he talks to both of them. Saturn is saying, are you being responsible? Are you taking responsibility? And I used the scenario yesterday of, are you, I think it was yesterday, are you, with the education and the stuff and we have, I mean, I'm Gen X, so back in the day, we had to go look for information. We had to go to the library or find a book, and hopefully that book was at your bookstore, and how you found out was through word of mouth or maybe on television, I mean, the access to information was way different. You have access at your fingertips now, right? You have access to ancient knowledge at your fingertips. You have access to, I told you, the documents that the CIA releases. You have you have access to that, and I mean, all of that. It's right in your face. They're telling you what you can do, but they're like, let's make them afraid. Let's make them in fear. Let's make them feel like they're unworthy to even live on this earth, and they're using too many resources. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But that's Saturn. Saturn is like, are you paying attention? Are you, now that you have the knowledge, now that you went and looked it up, now that Gen Z and all that call it going down the rabbit hole, now that you've gone down the rabbit hole, what are you going to do about it? Are you just going to sit there and still be afraid, or are you going to do something about it? That's Saturn. Are you going to love yourself? Are you going to love humanity? Are you going to do your part or not? That's what Saturn's saying. When you do that, when you take responsibility, when you take responsibility, when you mature, I will give you the reward. So he's talking to Venus right now about that, right? Mars is going to come in a little later and help out, and he's got to talk to Mars too, right? We still have Pluto. Pluto is a big transition, but for today we have the sun going into Aries. Okay, so I just wanted to kind of go over that. Again, the big thing that I wanted to talk about today is I'm going to go do 4 more signs or 5 more signs. It kind of depends. I'm channeling, so I want to give you the best. If all of a sudden I feel like, well, it's only going to be 3, then I'll only do 3. But yesterday I was able to do 4. Um, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start that in just a minute. I'm kind of waiting for people to show up. Um, so because I can't see anything on the side. It says refresh chat. Sorry. Oh, there we go. I'm learning how to work this. Thank you so much. Thank you for letting me know that you can comment and for tapping the screen. So the tarot cards that I have are really slippery. So I did meditate over them. I did shuffle them. But I'll do one more shuffle while we're here, because I'm going to shuffle them between signs anyway. But I'll do one more shuffle while we're here. This is my spread that I made up. This is to help you during your transition of this lunar eclipse. And so this transition, these things that you're gonna be letting go. Remember, I said yesterday, it's like you're packing right now to go into the new house, right? You're going to go to the new space. So you're kind of packing. You're trying to decide, what am I leaving? What am I keeping? And, when you're moving to a new space, sometimes you take stuff that you don't really need, but you don't realize that you're not ready to let that go yet. And so you're like, well, let me pack it and see how it looks in the new space, right? So that's kind of what we're doing. That's what this lunar eclipse will be. It's not anything that you actually have to consciously do. It's an eclipse, so it's going to do it for you. And I don't feel like this is going to be because there are eclipses where change is just going to happen and you're going to be like, oh God, what the hell? That's not what I feel like this eclipse is. I feel like this eclipse is much gentler. I'm not talking about the solar, I'm talking about the lunar. I feel like I honestly feel like the things that you're gonna let go of, the things that are gonna be eclipsed, is like, it makes you feel better. Oh, thank you, Kathy. Kathy says, "Hi, Cindy. I loved yesterday's video." Thank you, Kathy. But I feel like this eclipse is almost like, until it happens, you don't realize how much it's holding you back or dragging you down, right? And so that's kind of how I feel like. But this is going to be going over the next 4 to 6 months. So this is only one part. Like the stars are always. I told you, the stars and the planets are always talking to us. The universe is always talking to us. So this is just one part. All right. So here we go. We're gonna do. I think I can do 4 or 5 today. We'll see. Because I've got Aries energy. I love Aries. I told you guys I love Aries. They give me lots of energy. Aries and Leo and Sag give me lots of energy. Um, okay, so I think we ended off with Sagittarius yesterday, which honestly, it was just because they were there. They cut the line, but that's okay. Um, so the next one is Scorpio. So we're gonna do Scorpio next. Okay. Uh, you are so welcome. Thank you so much for your education. Okay, so let me make sure that I've done this. Hold on just a second. I'm sorry. I told you these cards are really slippery, really slippery. I'm just making sure that I have all of them. And they'll like, it's weird that they turn upside down a lot. Uh, okay, that one. Sorry, guys. I'll edit this out later, but it's important. I'm gonna make sure my card's correct so that I can read them, so that I'm getting the message that needs to come through. If we can get this done in the next, I guess today, tomorrow, yeah. And I'm talking to myself, but if we can get this done, let me do some mediumship because I can feel mediumship coming. I can feel some people wanting to come through. Um, because I've been a medium all my life. I know that sounds. You guys probably don't understand what I'm saying, but because I've been a medium all my life, I had to finally put boundaries because when I was little, I was so open and I would see spirits, but some of them are so strong that I would think that they weren't spirits, that they were real, right? I mean, not real, but they're all real. Like I would see them like you and me, and I couldn't differentiate uh, when I was younger. I thought, but again, I thought all of us had this. Anyway, over the years and having studied and having developed more, honestly, I didn't develop more. I just learned to work with what I have already, so because it's really advanced. My development is really advanced. I just had to learn how to control it. So that's what I did. Um, so what I've done since is, and I had to do this, I think I did it around my teenager in my 20s, but it's just been more developed, is there is my beings that I work with, or my guides, or whatever you want to call that, other energies. Nothing comes through unless it's vetted through them. And so I had to put like boundaries around my energy. Um, so now that I'm older, and now that I have these boundaries, and now that they're in place, I have to like consciously open myself up. Um, it's not like I can't hear or don't hear, or like I already know if I get messages that come through, it's because my guides or the beings that I work with have allowed it to happen because it's important, right? But I don't want to be awakened in the middle of the night. I don't want to be awake. I don't want to like look in my shower and there's somebody there. I don't want to like, or come out of the shower and there's somebody there. I don't want to walk down the street, turn the corner, and there's, a spirit there. I don't want to be in the store and have all these people talking to me. I mean, I've put boundaries in, and because I've put the boundaries in, I have to like consciously begin to lift some of those boundaries and allow some stuff to come through. Does that make sense to you guys? And that's why I'm saying I can feel mediumship coming on, because I've sort of opened myself up in the last like couple of weeks, because I knew mediumship was coming. I always know mediumship was coming. And by that I mean like I can always do mediumship, but coming in a way where there are some people that really need to, that really have a message for people, that I am going to allow to happen on this channel. Does that make sense to you guys? So I have to like, because I have such a strong subconscious hold on my boundaries, I have to like undo them a little. So that's why I keep telling you guys, okay, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Um, because I've been trying to figure out, okay, how am I going to do this? And am I going to do this? Because I will get awakened in the middle of the night. I will look up from eating and there'll be somebody there. I will come out of the shower and there's somebody there. And it's because I've allowed it. It's because I said, yes, you can come through. I want to give the message, blah, 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 right? So I'm just preparing for all that. I don't know if you guys wanted to hear that part, but I'm just preparing for all of that. But that's what I mean when I say it's coming. Okay. So, Scorpio. Now that I went off on that rant. Scorpio. Let me just make sure. I want to shuffle these one more time now that I was talking about that. I feel like I need to shuffle. Okay. All right. All right, Scorpio, here we go. So this lunar eclipse in Libra, what is it that you're letting go of? What is it that you're going to be walking away from? What is it that's going to be eclipsed? So the first question is, and I'm sorry I have to look here because I just made this up yesterday. So in relationships and partnerships, because it is a Libra, in relationships and partnerships, where do you stand? Where do I stand? Where do you stand, Libra? Where do you stand, Scorpio? Sorry. Where do you stand, Scorpio? For some reason, I feel really anxious, Scorpio. Why? I'm feeling anxious. Hold on. Ooh, y'all need to calm that down. You know what? That reminds me. All right, I'm gonna do this, and then we're gonna do the Vegas nerve because I forgot. But I'm already into this. All right, Scorpio, where do I stand? Ooh, Scorpio. You are in a very good position. Look at this Ten of Pentacles. That is the highest card, one of the highest cards for me. You are sitting pretty at this time. So I feel like you do have a lot of energy. I feel like things are kind of going and opening up and going your way. I do feel like you're in the position to be able to receive. This isn't just a normal gift. This is something that you have worked on. So if that gift is like, I've been working on myself to have a relationship, my heart is opening, then that's the gift. But if it's like, I've been working really hard at my job and I really want this position and I went for it and mm, yeah, I feel like that, like you're going to get that. If it's, I don't know why, but I am feeling inheritances for somebody. I'm feeling inheritances. I felt that yesterday too. I feel like inheritances. I feel like it's not lottery wins. It's like inheritances. It's like money's coming to you, but in a way that you don't realize or never thought would happen. Or yeah, and it's not a lot of you, but it is some of you. Yeah, it's so funny because I'm hearing 2%, but I don't know 2% of what. How many Scorpios are there that are going to be watching this? Whatever that is, it's 2%. Um, yeah, Scorpio. So you're sitting pretty. You're sitting in a really good position. You're sitting in the space where you can receive abundance, and that's in many ways. That's in relationships, in with your family, with your friends, with your lovers, with your spouses, but also with your jobs and with your friendships. I do feel like your friendships have gotten better. I feel like there isn't so many people around you that are lying or trying to lie to you. So you are in a good position with this going into this lunar eclipse. So I'm feeling like you kind of turned away from the lunar eclipse. Like you're fine letting it go. Whatever needs to be let go of. That's what I feel like. Okay. So good for you, Scorpio. All right. The second is this is what you're good at. What is ready to be seen and come out of the shadows? in this lunar eclipse. So what will you be working towards? And again, this is for over 4 to 6 months, Scorpio. So you're sitting pretty over the 4 to 6 months. You're going to find that as this energy eclipses, these things will come through, like this love, this money, this abundance, this food, this, I don't know why I saw food, but I saw food, right? And so, but what's in the shadows that like needs that you need to see? And you're really good at going in and looking at the shadow. Hello, you're like the rising phoenix, right? You know how to transmute, you know how to transform, you know how to go within. But what are you not seeing is what I want to know. I want to know what is going to be highlighted when the lunar eclipse comes, right? You have the tower. So for most people, the tower would be very frightening. For a Scorpio, they understand that the tower is necessary because they're wise souls. They understand that the tower is necessary to be able to move forward or move to the next phase or transform. They understand that they have to have a tower moment, right? Now, I think that you're going to have a tower moment in a way or with a person that you didn't realize you were going to have this tower. I'm seeing it because you see both people falling out. You see them both. I feel like it's you and them don't realize that this is happening. How do I say this? I feel like you and another person, yeah, and I'm feeling a person more than a situation. I'm feeling like you and another person, I'm going to go with this. I'm feeling like you and another person don't realize the differences that you have and how you can't take this person with you. You can't move forward with this person. I don't know how to say this. Like I feel like I know this is the only way I know how to say it because I was talking about it earlier. Do you know how you want that washer and dryer to go to the new house, but it's just not going to work well in the new house because the new house doesn't have the same wiring as the old house, right? But you want it's just not going to work. You have a new washer and dryer. You got to leave the old washer and dryer. Like that's the only way I know how to explain this. That's what I feel like is going to happen. Like you come to realize, and so does that person, that where you're going, they're not going. What you believe in, they don't believe in. What you want to focus on, they don't want to focus on. What you find important, they don't find important. It's a difference of opinion and the way that both of y'all are going, and I feel like that's the tower moment for you. But you're in a good spot and you feel like you want to take this person or carry this person or help this person or fix this person. You can't. That's you have to focus on you right now. You're in a really, really good spot. And I think that when you see this, you're going to see that that person is going to take you out of that really good spot. Does that make sense? So you have the tower that's going to be showing itself to you. But you are wise enough to know that you need the tower moment to be able to move forward into the new space. Does that make sense? Okay, so the third would be what will be eclipsed over the next 4 to 6 months. Well, I kind of already said for you guys, but let's see. What will be eclipsed? You have the Queen of Wands again. Like the Queen of Wands, it's going to put you into the energy of like the boss. The things are coming through. I'm not afraid to take action. I don't have to carry this person or this situation or this relationship anymore. I am the boss. Like I'm the leader. I can do this. You're going to have a lot of energy in this, and you're going to have a lot of passion in this. That's what I feel like is going to be eclipsed. The eclipse for me with you is like I don't have to fix these things. I just have to look at myself. I don't have to like carry this person in this relationship with me. I don't have to carry this job in this relationship. I don't have to like carry these things. I can move on my own and whoever's with me will be with me. Does that make sense, Scorpio? That's what I feel like is going to be eclipsed. That finally that you can see that you don't have to carry everybody on your back to make it through to the next thing. Does that make sense? Okay. What opportunities will come about, and what growth and or opportunities will come about um, because of this eclipse? So you have the Two of Swords. The growth is because the Two of Swords, you see, you can't see. All you can do is feel. So you use your intuition to make a choice, but you're ready to go either way. And I feel like the growth and opportunity that comes with this is that you learn to, how do I say this? What's going to come about with this lunar eclipse for you is that you learn to trust yourself more, that you learn, yeah, to trust yourself more, to give yourself more credit and to trust yourself more. That's what you're going to be. That's what's going to come out of this eclipse for you, is that you may not know exactly where you're going, but you know how you want to go. Does that make sense? Like you trust yourself more. Yes, I'm going to make this decision because I want to, because I said so, because of that, right? Like that. Instead of, oh God, I got to make sure that such and such is okay if I make this choice, or that you're going to be doing this on your own, which is a great thing for you because, again, you no longer have to carry, but you're going to get evidence in this eclipse that you can trust yourself, that you can be the boss, that you don't have to carry everybody. Does that make sense? Okay. So that's Scorpio. Let's see who's next. Aquarius is next. I don't know if I have any Aquarius here right now. Can you guys tap the screen? Let me know you're here. Let me know you can still communicate. While I shuffle these cards. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Aquarius is your North Node. That's a harsh North Node. Oh, that's a harsh North Node. So that's not even like, oh, I can follow this. It's like you got to do it way different than it's ever been done. Oh, yeah. That's like my Pisces North Node. Like that one's so open, but I can't see it because it's intercepted. Which I think that's the point of having it be Pisces. I'm not supposed to see it. I'm supposed to feel it. Supposed to be open to it. But my Virgo South Node wants to see it. Okay. I will be getting, right? Yeah. I'll be getting new tarot cards when I can. I don't want to work with my old tarot cards for some reason. I don't know why, but I don't want to. That's why I got new tarot cards. No, Capricorn has not, Kimberly. Thank you for joining, though. I think Capricorn's on the list right in just a little bit. We're going to be doing Aquarius next. I'm only doing, I think I'll be able to do 5 today. I think we will. Because I've got a lot of energy because of the Aries sun. And Aries is in my second house. There's a lot of energy right now. There. Okay, Aquarius, Aquas. How are we going to do this, Aqua? All right, so in the lunar eclipse, Aquarius, um, the first question is, in a relationship, or, I'm sorry, I was starting to channel. In a relationship or in a partnership, where do I stand? So where do you stand, Aqua, going into this lunar eclipse with relationships and partnerships? I will do Cancer today. I am going to do Cancer today. Um, so where do you stand? Aqua, you have the Five of Wands. Why? Why do you feel like you have to like fight for everything? I don't understand. It doesn't have to be a fight, Aqua. I'm going to take the other side, Aqua, and I'm going to say that you're feeling a lot of gumption too. I'm going to take, just because I feel like I give you guys a hard time because I am Aqua, so I know what it is. So, like, I think I give you guys the hardest time. But that's okay. You can take it. Um, so I feel like you're in a fight. I feel like you feel like you're in a fight. I feel like this is your stance with relationships. Like having to, I almost feel like with some of it you're having to overwork, or you think you have to overwork, or you think you have to like not be yourself to make it work because this is relationships. So this is like, I'm seeing all kinds of stuff. I'm seeing in personal relationships, and I'm seeing in work, and I'm seeing living life, and I'm seeing like you're feeling like the way that you were doing it. Oh, I see. It's because you've been in your head for so long. It's like coming out back down to earth and like living life, and you're used to doing it you're used to doing it the way society wants you to do it. So like being kinder, showing more appreciation, not being in your head so much, not isolating, not like it's like you're trying to like come out of what you were. It's because you don't know how to. I won't say you don't know how. I'm saying you're not used to doing it this way. So you feel like everything's a fight. You feel like everything's a struggle. You're feeling like everything you have to like work so hard for. And that's where your stance is, especially with relationships, relationship to money, relationship to yourself, relationship to your family, relationship to your friends, relationship to your lovers, relationship like all these relationships. I feel like you feel like you have to fight for them. You feel like you have to like put so much energy for them. And it's I'm not going to say it's wrong. It's you're supposed to be where you're supposed to be. But and I'm not going to say this. I heard in my head, but I don't like this phrase. It's just just know that you can change this, and just know that it's a maybe a little phase because you can't because you haven't done these things that you're doing now in so long. And so it feels kind of weird that you're doing them like you used to do them, but it's time to do them a different way. I don't know if that makes any sense. But you don't have to like have a you don't have to fight against everything to get what you want. You don't have to. I know it feels that way. I know that life has just shown you that, but you don't. You really don't. You're making it harder for yourself. So that's your stance. That's where you stand. Okay, so what's ready to come out of the shadows? What are you ready to like see so that you can relax more, so that you can let go, so that you can go into this new energy? I really feel for you, Aqua, especially because I'm me too, but I really feel for you. Like it doesn't have to be so hard and so deep sometimes. Like you need to lighten up a little bit. You need to like so hard. I know I'm saying this and you're going to be like, yeah, okay. But you're not going to get it. Like, how do I say this? I don't even want to turn over this card. Okay. Question is, What's in the shadow that's going to be highlighted in this lunar eclipse that you will be seeing and working through over the next 4 to 6 months? Dude, come on. You have the Ten of Pentacles. Y'all heard me shuffle the cards. You had the Ten of Pentacles. The shadow that's going to be seen, the things that are going to be unfolding is the Ten of Pentacles. I know. I remember doing the last, not the last one, but maybe a couple of times ago where I did the tarot and I said, nothing around you looks like you're abundant. Nothing. Nothing around you looks like it went your way. Nothing. I'm being very clear about that. Some things little bit may have come out just in the last time that I've spoken about that, but that's what's going to be unfolding. That's what's going to be brought out is your abundance, your relief. Yeah, relief. That's what you need. You need relief because you have not had any relief in so long. So relief in this 10, you guys know the 10 of Pentacles is one of the highest cards for me. And it's physical, it's money, it's things, it's relationships, it's physical. It's not like the cups where it's all like in my head or in my heart or whatever. It's like physical, it's going to show up. It's the shadows coming out. It's going to show you the things that you have been working on that are actually going, that the things that you've been working through, it's going to show you the things that you've been working through actually have worked. Does that make sense? So, um, congratulations. But I mean, I say that and you're like, yeah, whatever. It's not here yet. I hear you. What will be eclipsed over the next 4 to 6 months? So what's going to be like done? Like you're done, right? You have the Queen of Wands. I feel like relief. I feel like with the Queen of Wands, that's going to be eclipsed is this energy of I got to do more, I got to be more, I got to like honestly, Aqua, I feel like you have to catch up because you checked out of life for a year or two. Like you did life, but you didn't like you weren't actively doing life. You just kind of let life do and then you showed up where you needed to, right? I feel like this eclipse over the next 4 to 6 months, it's going to show you or have you be in the flow and your energy is going to be better. And as things are opening up and happening, I feel like you're going to lead again. I feel like you're going to be active again. I feel like you're not going to feel the need to overdo. That's why the Five of Wands, like I have to overdo to make these relationships work, to like you have this knowing of, okay, I haven't been active in the last year or so, or 2 years or 4 years or whatever. So now I've got to like overdo it. I got to work extra hard. I got to like do extra things. I got to like make it happen. And I feel like what's going to be eclipsed is the ease, the hard work, the hard, like I gotta push, I gotta go, I gotta do. Like that's gonna go, I feel like that's gonna be eclipsed where you're just gonna be in the flow. The Queen of Wands is in the flow. The Queen of Wands, just abundance comes to her. And it's not because she isn't working, it's because she's in the flow, give and take. I love what I do. I'm so happy and I'm laughing and I'm gleeful and I'm working and I'm da da da. Like it's this flow that she has with life, right? I feel like that's what you'll be doing, but I feel like that's what the eclipse is going to be, this thing of I got to work so hard. I got to like now I got to double down because I missed out, or maybe I missed out, or maybe I didn't do, right? So, oh yay, Alejandra, thank you. She said, "Yay, finally YouTube tells me when you are live." Perfect. Thank you, Alejandra, for letting me know. So, Aqua, I feel like that thing where you feel like you have to overcompensate right now, that's going to be eclipsed over the next 4 to 6 months. And the way that it's going to be eclipsed is through this 10 of Pentacles, where it just sort of things will start happening and you're like, oh, I did feel that. I felt like some of you stand there like, is this really my life? Is it actually going well? Is it actually going well? Is this really happening? I did feel that for a second. I felt that. I felt a little bit of that. Okay. All right. So, what growth and or opportunities will come about because of this lunar eclipse for you? What growth and or opportunities? So, I have the Queen of Swords upside down. Okay. I feel like the opportunity, because the Queen of Swords, I'm sorry, the King, sorry. It's the King of Swords, but it's reversed. Okay. So the King of Swords is a person who has been through a lot. They are a warrior. They will get stuff done. And they do feel like they have to fight for everything, right? They do feel like they have to, like, I almost feel like with the King of Swords, they're like, oh, right, nobody's gonna lead, so I gotta go lead. I gotta go do it and make it right. Like they can get into that energy, um, because they've been through so much and they can see where it's gonna go. They can see that people are gonna make mistakes, and if they know better, it's not like they're trying to one up anybody. They're just like, oh right, I already know that it's gonna go this way, so let me explain how this can be better. Let's like streamline this, right? That's kind of the King of Swords, um but then they're like, I don't want to work so hard. I don't want to always know. I don't want to always be the leader. I don't want to always, and I feel like the growth and the opportunity that will come with this lunar eclipse, with it being reversed, I feel like exactly, you come to understand your position, in that even though doesn't mean that it's for you to take the lead. That um, you don't always have to be the one that saves everybody. That you don't always have to be the one to pick up the pieces. I feel like it's easier energy for you. I feel like you don't have to overcompensate. I feel like um, I do feel like you'll be in the flow where you're like, yeah, I'll take that project up. I'll pick that project up. Yeah, no, I won't do that. I'm not going to do that one. Yeah, I'm going to do that. No, I'm not going to do that. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like you won't have to be such a sword. I feel like you won't always have to pick up your sword. I feel like you'll learn to relax more. I feel like, and by relax more, I don't mean like you consciously said, I'm just going to check out. I mean, like, you are in the flow. Things come to you, you do them or you don't. And it's not going to like hurt you if you don't. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense, Aquarius, but that's what's going to happen and be unfolding for you. Congratulations with the Queen of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles. I know that you feel like it's a fight right now. I know that you feel like everything that you've tried hasn't worked out. And I know that you have some guilt because maybe you didn't do enough, or you think you didn't do enough, but that's all going to come to an end. Okay. So congratulations. All right. Next will be, let's see, Scorpio, Aquarius. Let's do Cancer. Let's do Cancer. Yeah. We're going to do Cancer, Scorpio, Aquarius, Cancer, and then Taurus. So, Kathy, if I forget, remind me, Taurus is after Cancer. Okay. Let me shuffle these real quick. Kathy says, I love flow like a Pisces, right? Cancer. Yes. Cancer is for Lisa. Let's do Cancer, because she was here yesterday and has been waiting so patient. And that's how Cancers are. They wait so patiently. Thank you, Kathy. Okay. I have to do it in two segments because they're so slippery. Just a second. You're so welcome. Right, Alejandro? Cappies and Cancers get along really well too. They actually do. Um, let's see. Try one time to do the whole deck. My hands are so little, and the fact that they're slippery does not help. Yeah, that did not. I know, I'm sorry, I'm having trouble over here. Okay, there we go. All right. Cut the deck. Cancer, you guys have a lot of change coming this year in a good way. I know that you guys have had some changes over the past and a lot of disappointments, but you have a lot of good changes coming this year. You just had to like go through this thing first in the last 2 years. I don't know if that makes any sense. You're welcome. Oh, she said, Cindi, when you took your break, I always come to see your channel to see if you'll come back, and you did. I know it took me a while, but I did. Thank you. I appreciate all of you, Issa, all of you that have just like stuck with me. And I did see where when I was, not doing YouTube, people would come and check and people would watch my videos. And I just love that. I appreciate that. Since 2009. Yeah. Thank you, Issa. Yeah, I really appreciate everybody hanging in there with me. We all had growth to go through, right? Right, Kathy? Kathy said, me too, Isa. Yeah, I have great, wonderful followers that have been with me for so long, guys. And I really appreciate, you're like my family. Okay, Cancer, here we go. Where are you in relationships and partnerships? Where do you stand in this lunar eclipse with Libra? So it looks to me, so you have the devil, right? I do feel the addiction to like, it's not even love, it's lust. Like I feel the addiction to lust. I feel like, and by that I mean like it's this idea of I want the perfect relationship, I want the perfect person to cuddle with, I want the perfect person to be there, it's the idea. Does that make sense? I feel like that's where you're standing. I feel like you have a good attitude because that's not a bad thing. Um, but it's an addiction. It's like this thing that's on your mind all the time. It's like this way that's on your mind all the time. Am I going to finally get that? I have this trust in the universe that I am supposed to have somebody, and I see this relationship the way that I see it because of who I am, and I trust that God, the universe, my higher self wouldn't do that to me and have me like think about this all the time or feel the way that I want to feel and not have it. Does that make sense? Like I feel like the addiction to it. I feel like it's on your mind, it's in your heart, and it's like you're waiting patiently for it. It's like I wouldn't even just say waiting. You're active. If you're dating, you're dating. If you like, you're not the Aquarius who's going to hide themselves. You're out. You're doing what you need to do. You're in relationships, and then it fails, and then you're in the thing. You take a couple of dates, and that looks good for a minute, and then it fails, and then like it. I feel like you're doing this. The addiction. I don't know how to say that. The addiction, other than the addiction, it's the addiction. It's the thing that you're seeing, and the thing that you're reminiscing. And I just asked, like reminiscing, because reminiscing means that you've had that before, and then they just showed me other lives. Yes, you know what this is, because you've had other lives with it. So you know this feeling that you want to accomplish and have in this life. That's like your stance in this Libra lunar eclipse. It's like, okay, whatever I need to let go of in relationships, I've learned that people can take advantage of me and I'm not going to let them. I've learned that I can do too much and I'm not going to do that. I've learned um, that I can overextend myself and then have to lie about why I couldn't do that. And I've learned not to do that anymore. I've learned to be better about that. Does that make sense? So that's where you stand right now with relationships. You're navigating. You're pretty good, but you still want that one. Okay, and then the second question is, what is ready to come out of the shadows and be seen? So what is it that Cancer is not seeing, but will be able to eventually unfold in this um, lunar eclipse? What is the shadow that's going to be reflected back to Cancer in the next 4 to 6 months? I have the Seven of Swords. So I do feel like, yeah, I'm feeling like with this Devil card here, it's like you think you're seeing everything clearly because you have worked so hard on yourself and where your boundaries are, but there's still, because you have a tendency to feel more than see, it's still imbalanced. That's the Libra part. It's still imbalanced. And I feel like with the Seven of Swords, you're going to have to, like, there's still a couple of relationships that you think you're seeing clearly, or you think you're okay with them going over a boundary or two, and you're not. And that's going to be unfolding for you. The Seven of Swords, I see you walking away. I see you finally cutting that out. I see you thinking, and see how they're down on the ground. So you thought they were solid. You thought they were standing with you. You thought, but that's not going to happen. You're going to finally say, you know what? I am worth this. And this is kind of BS the way that you've done me or talked about me or did to me or lied to me about or kept it. Like, I'm better than that. And I know that. I know this now. I feel like that's what's coming for you. I feel like you kind of see it. Does that make sense? That's what's going to be coming out of the shadows, that you see it, that you feel it, not just see it, but that you feel it. You're like, no, yeah, no, I want to feel this way. I don't want to feel this way anymore. That's what I feel like coming out of the shadows will be unfolding for you. Okay, and then number 3 is what will be eclipsed over the next 4 to 6 months. So what is going to be like, all right, that's enough. Even though this kind of said a lot of it, but we'll get into that. That is so strange. Is this, we got the Queen of Wands in the same position. I feel like a lot of you are headed in the same direction, because this Queen of Wands wants to be in this position, in this third position. Like, that's the second or third time that's happened, and I've shuffled. That's crazy. Okay, this Queen of Wands wants to be known. This Queen of Wands is the boss, is the leader. This Queen of Wands is not afraid to make the action and the choices that she needs to be, and she flows. It's not like, I'm mad and this is the way it's going to be. It's like, I'm doing and I'm happy and I'm excited and I love this and it's all unfolding, and it's like I'm the boss, but it's not like I'm the boss and it's a horrible, like, I got to work for it. It's like, no, I'm the boss because I know what's going on, because I know how to, like, come back and forth with it. Like, does that make sense? Um, and I feel like over the next, like, that's the eclipse. The eclipse is like that feeling of, I gotta try harder, I gotta do more, I didn't do enough, I got a lot of guilt, I gotta, like, why didn't I see this before? Like, I feel like that energy is going to be eclipsed, and I feel like you're moving into this Queen of Wands, and I feel like a lot of you are moving into this Queen of Wands. Which, if that is the case, that's a really good sign for humanity on the whole. That means a lot of us are moving into that. Does that make sense? Like, we are finally getting some justice. I'm thinking of like the Sagittarius thing. We're finally getting the balance of society leaning in, like, it's been so imbalanced and leaning against us that it's finally going to start leaning with us. Does that make sense? Cancer, I feel like you're at the forefront. You're a Cancer, so you're a leader in this. um you're a cardinal, so I feel like with your feelings, um yeah, I feel like you're going to feel more like yourself. But what's really weird, Cancer, is I don't think you understood that you haven't felt like yourself until this comes back into the eclipse. Then you're going to be like, oh my God, I didn't realize I didn't feel like myself. Does that make sense, Cancer? Yeah. Okay. So, what opportunities? So, that will be unfolding. Some things will be coming to you. You are going to be letting go um, of some relationships. And I feel like it's not just personal, it's at work too. Like, no, you're not going to treat me that way. Yes, I'm worthy of making this much money if you want these types of hours, right? Um, and so the last is, what opportunities and or growth will come about because of this lunar eclipse? So what opportunities will Cancer have in, and or growth will Cancer have in this, or because of this lunar eclipse? You have that Four of Pentacles. So it's just what I said. Like, I feel like, you see how he's got two pentacles underneath, and he's got the one that he's holding. He's got one ahead. He's surrounded with abundance. He's surrounded with love. He's surrounded with the things that he wants. He's surrounded. It's the four. It's like you feeling comfortable in your skin again. It's like you're feeling like things are going your way finally, and you're going to be feeling comfortable. I feel like that's the opportunity and growth. That's because it's a whole bunch of things for a whole bunch of people. It's like those people are going to come in, those relationships are going to come in as soon as you like see this shadow couple of relationships that you didn't want to see. um as soon as you see yourself making the choices, doing the thing for you, right? So I feel like the money that you need, the abundance that you need, the things that you need, like, I feel like, or that you feel you need, right? But I feel like you're surrounded. That's the four. So you're going to be in a much better place in about 6 months. Some of you may take to 8 because a lot of you like to feel it first. But I feel like about 4 to 6 months, you're going to feel like you're better in your skin. I don't know how you're gonna. Yeah, I don't think you realize that you don't feel that way. I don't think you realize how much you've separated yourself from emotion and feeling you're safe in your skin. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. So next is Taurus. I hope that helps. This Queen of Wands, she wants to show herself today. Like, I don't. I have put her everywhere. I've mixed her up, and she keeps showing up. There's something about her. Maybe it's because it's Aries season. She's like, I am here, okay? I don't care what y'all say. I am here, and y'all have to deal with me. Y'all have to get in the flow. It's time to stop being whiny butts and get in the flow. That's what she's saying. You're welcome, Ethan. um, I love it. That's why I love Aries, because they're like, oh, you're going to do it, whatever. And me as the Gemini is like, okay, we'll do it. Not hurting anybody. We can do it. Okay, Taurus. Is that why I'm telling everybody to grow up? Yeah, exactly. It's weird. Aries is like, y'all have been doom and gloom. That's enough of that. I want to have some fun. You know how Aries is. They want to have fun. Um, okay, let's see. I am really shuffling these cards. So, if she comes out again, I don't know what to tell y'all. She has come out in the same position. I don't know if it's 2 or 3 times that she came out in the same position. She wants to be seen. She's like, pay attention. I'm trying to tell y'all something. Okay. Let's see. All right. Taurus is next. Let's see, Taurus. What do we have for Taurus? For my Taurians. Okay. In this lunar eclipse, in relationships and partnerships, where does Taurus stand? You got the 10 of Wands. All right, Taurus. I think you have this understanding and this feeling that there are a couple of things. I feel like 2 main things that you need to do that's gonna like really push you, but you kind of know that you need to do these things, and it's really hard because these are the hardest things that you've ever had to do. I don't know what this is. Like I feel like some of you it's family. I feel like some of you it's work. Hmm. Less work, more family, and I feel relationships. I feel like your boundaries have been taken advantage of, and I feel like you know this, and I feel like it's such a big hurdle that you're going to have to overcome to be able to get this straight. It's almost like you don't even know if you can do this. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I'm feeling like it's like 1 or 2 issues, things. I just feel like I'm having to push too hard. But I got to do it. Like this is the way I feel. I got to do it. I have to do this. Like I can no longer. This has to do with me not having anything. This has to do with me going without. This has to do with me being uncomfortable, and that's where I put the limit. And this is where you're at. Is at your limit, where you have to push through and change something that's not easy. That's where you are. That's where your stance is. I know some of you are like, I hope this eclipse just does it for me. That's what I feel like. Okay. So, what is ready to come out and be seen in the shadow? I feel like before I even turn this card, I feel like your answer is going to come through. I feel like you're going to get help from the universe, basically from your higher self, basically from, for those of you that see it as God, you're going to get help from God. You're going to get help from the angels. You're going to get help from whatever belief system you have. You're going to get help from outside of you. But we all kind of know it's not from outside of us. That makes sense. But I'm going to say it that way because Taurus, that may be how you believe. You're going to see, this is even before I like turn over this card. I feel like the shadow that's going to be highlighted and brought to you is like the answer. Okay? You have the Hanging Man. So I feel like you don't do anything yet. Like you're trying to figure out a way, but I feel like the shadow that's going to come out is that you don't so how do I say this? For some of you it's one thing, one major thing. For some of you it's 2 major things, and a lot of you it's 2 major things, and I feel like the only answer you have in your mind right now is not going to be a good answer. And like you feel like it's not a good answer. And is there another way? But you can't think of another way right now, right? And so I feel like what's going to be highlighted is you not doing, this is what I'm getting by this hangman. The answer is going to come out for you to help you, but I feel like you're going to have some guilt because maybe you took you so long to get to this place. That's what I feel like is going to be highlighted, is like the fact that you didn't move fast enough, the fact that you didn't do what you sought to do 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 1 year ago, the fact that you didn't do it, and you kept like ignoring it, that's going to come about. So, but it's this thing that you need to do. Yeah, that's how I feel. Okay, and the third question is what will be eclipsed? What will be eclipsed over the next 4 to 6 months? So what's that energy that's just going to be eclipsed to get you to the solar eclipse, right? To get you to the new energy. So what's going to be eclipsed? You have the Ace of Wands. So I feel like finally, when you get this done, you are going to have to push. I mean, like that's kind of what you're doing now. And then the thing's going to open up and then you're going to like do it. And then you're going to have this guilt about not doing it sooner. And then I feel like the eclipse is like all of a sudden things start moving fast. You get starts, you get things that you want, you get the things that you enjoy, you get to feel better, you get to feel lighter. It's not like this, oh my God, I got to think about 10 other people before I make this move kind of thing. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like you'll feel lighter, you'll feel better, you have more starts coming, but you have to get through this part. And don't get, and I feel like usually you'll feel really guilty about not doing it the right way or about not doing somebody, like if you feel like you could have helped more or if you feel like you could have done more, you'll feel guilty about it. But you have this understanding of self-preservation, and that's kind of what's making you move. And I feel like once you do this, you'll feel back to yourself and things will start again and you'll feel like you're in a better energy. Just don't get stuck in the guilt of it. Okay. So that's what's going to be eclipsed. That energy of like everything going so slow. Oh my God. It's like molasses to be able to like make a choice. That's going to be eclipsed. I feel like this is faster energy, more starts. Okay. Things happening and going your way. All right. And then 4 is what growth and or opportunities are going to happen in this lunar eclipse or because of this lunar eclipse, because we're letting go, because we're understanding, because we're keeping our boundaries, because we have self-preservation, and because we're doing what we need to do, Taurus, what is the growth and or opportunities coming over the next 4 to 6 months? You have the death card, so I feel like your opportunities are happening as you do this. That's the transformation card. I feel like you feel better. See, that was you down on the floor, but then that's you up on the horse. It's like this is you too. Like you're waiting for the arrival of things, and I feel like as you do this, you get opportunity. Things go your way. I kind of already feel it with the Ace of Wands. This is kind of just confirmation to me that this is where you actually have transformation. It's not like, oh, I do this, but then I go back to what I'm used to doing. This is actual transformation. This is actual change in residency, change in position, change in job, change in location, change in who you have friends around with or who you have around as your friends. Like this is actual change. You actually have the transformation and you will see that over the next 4 to 6 months. That will all start coming to begin to unfold. Okay. Some of you, again, 8 months. It's going to take 8 months. Okay. Does that make sense? Okay. So what did we do? Which ones did we do? We did Scorpio, We did Aquarius, we did Cancer, we did Taurus. Okay. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we can do Capricorn since we have a Capricorn here and I love Capricorn. Y'all know I was married to a Capricorn for 20 years. And I've already divulged that my daughter is a double Capricorn. She's an Aries sun, but her ascending and moon are Capricorn. So I love Capricorn. So we'll do Capricorn. Let's see. Thank you, Kathy. For those of you that watch this later, Kathy in the chat, she tells everybody where I'm at. So Alejandro, I'm a Capricorn with 2 Capricorn parents, right? Oh wow, y'all are really grounded. But it's a fun grounding. Capricorn is a way different grounding than Virgo and Taurus. Alejandro, I'm so glad that you got to like see me. I haven't seen you in a while because they never tell you. But that tells me it's better. Yeah, I know, right? We've got 2 Capricorn parents. Hey, let's do this. My moon is Capricorn. I pressed the little bell thing again to all notifications yesterday and it seemed to work. You know what I'm hearing? I keep hearing that. I think because my channel is so old and then it was like not active. I want to say if you've been with me for a long time and you're not getting notifications and you see this video, just happen to see this video, I would say subscribe and unsubscribe. So I would say, because if you're subscribed to me already, because Lorna did this. She said she started getting notifications as soon as she unsubscribed to me and then resubscribed. And it may have to do with the fact that I was inactive, you know? So, and like Alejandro's saying, she reset it by touching the notification. So if you happen to see this, any of you that have been subscribed a long time and aren't getting notifications of me, I would like either unsubscribe and then subscribe again, and then Alejandro's saying to touch the bell and get the notification, then re-notified, right? So Kathy says yes, that works. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling like, because I've heard that several times. I mean, what comes to mind is Lorna and then Alejandra, but there's other people that have told me that they're like, oh, as soon as I undid it and then redid it, and I'm thinking it's because I was inactive. So yeah, I mean, I'm coming back full time. Um, And if y'all notice, I don't have my AdSense on. I don't have partnership with YouTube. So right now I'm making no money on this. Um, so we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. Um, okay, Capricorn, let's see. One more time. Okay, here we go, Capricorn. All right, in this Libra lunar eclipse, in relationships and partnerships, where do you stand? Where do you stand, Cappy? Capricorn. I'm sorry, you have the 4 of Cups. So I feel like you have relationships around you that are working. They're not exciting you and you're not like overly indulgent with them because you're looking at what you don't have. You're and this is no fault of your own. You have just been through 16 years of Pluto, okay? Things have gotten things were taken away from you. Your life has really changed. Your identity of yourself and what you understood has changed, right? And so I feel like you're reminiscing, but you're like trying to call this back because you're an evolved soul. I feel like you're trying to call these relationships, this position in life, this reputation, this career. I feel like you're trying to call that back. You're not looking at what you have. If you tried to call that, like you can call it back, it's not going to work well because you're not the same person. You're looking at what you don't have instead of looking at, yeah, um, yeah, Isis says, Cindy, are you going to start doing personal readings in astrology, birth charts? Yeah, I think I might open that back up to next week. Um, and if you guys want to, like, you guys can email me at your indigo path 39. I'm sorry, not your indigo path. I've had the same email forever. Your path 39 at Gmail. If you want a reading. Um, yeah, I just wanted to kind of get a handle on YouTube first before I open that back up. And I don't want to start my website again. The way things are going with society, I don't want to do that right now. So you're welcome. I will open that back up. But thank you for asking about that because I will, if you guys want to email me and I'll start it next week and we'll schedule. But it's my email. Kathy, can you put my email down? It's yourpath39 at Gmail, or Isa, any one of you guys. A lot of you know my email because I've been with you guys forever. But okay, sorry, Capricorn, back to this. I feel like some of you are reminiscing and you're trying to call back what you once lost. And I'm trying to, in this, where you're standing is that I feel like, you're, what you once lost, you're trying to get back. But the thing is, Capricorn, you're forgetting that you can build on what you have. So you need to like look at what you have, not what you've lost. Does that make sense? For others of you, though, I do feel like you're appreciating what you had and deciphering what you want to bring into this new build, into this new unfolding for you. Does that make sense? So that's where you stand. And this is with relationships, because a lot of you were taken advantage of in relationships. A lot of you had some mean people around you that were just horrible to you, and you were just the sweetest things to them because love means something to you. And you would make excuses for them. Like, oh, they just don't feel well. Oh, they've just had a bad day. Oh, such and such is so mean to them. Of course they're going to yell at me, or of course they're going to do me wrong. Or like you were making excuses. You've been through that whole thing and understood that. And now it's almost like you're forgetting that part and you're only remembering like the feel good part, right? But you have to remember what you have now, how hard you work to get to now, because now is what you need to build on, and the love and the relationships that you have now. It's not going to look like it did back then. The feeling is going to be better, if I can say that. Thank you, Kathy. Okay, the second question is, what is ready to come out of the shadow and be seen, Capricorn? What's going to be shown to Capricorn over the next 4 to 6 months so that they can like move forward? So what's in the shadow? What can't they see? You have the Knight of Wands. You do have the stuff coming. You guys have done all the hard work. You just went through 16 years of Pluto. Like, my hat's off to you. I'm going through 20 years of Pluto, and it's not even going to be easy for me. It's in the 12th house for me right now, and then it's going to move into my first house. Like, it's in a really tough position. So, any help that y'all could give me, please. I welcome it. But you have the Knight of Wands coming. You have offers coming. That's what's in the shadow. That's what's going to be unfolding. That's what's going to be seen. It's going to be seen. It's going to be showing itself to you. You're going to be in a better position. You're going to get the collaborate. I feel like collaborations for some reason. You're going to get the collaborations. You're going to get the. I feel like brand sponsorship deals for some reason. I'm feeling like that kind of thing. So I don't know who's looking at this that is like an influencer, but I can feel that energy. You have an opportunity. You have an offer. You have the things that are. So some people also are going to be showing themselves to you and being very giving of themselves to you, and giving you opportunities. That's what's going to be shown to you over the next 4 to 6 months. Your life is progressing and moving forward. It just doesn't feel like that right now. We're all kind of in a hold. So, number 3 is what will be eclipsed over the next 4 to 6 months? So what's going to be eclipsed? What energy is going to be like let go of so that we can move into this new energy? You have the Page of Pentacles. Okay. So I do feel like what's going to be eclipsed is it's not just starts, it's like stuff that you have worked on. This is not you starting anything new. This is stuff that is coming back that you have worked on. And what's eclipsed is the feeling of, is it ever coming? This thing isn't coming through. I've worked so hard. I don't know what to do. That's what I feel like with the Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles is news, but I feel like it's not the news. What's eclipsed is like, can I say it this way? I don't know how else to say it without cursing. It's like enough with the BS of the universe giving you word and news, but not showing you anything. That's what I feel like. I feel like the word is gone. Like, I feel like it's just going to unfold and things will happen for you. Physical, material things, the position, the money, the relationship, the person, the house, the car, the like, it's not the start of anything. It's not the word of anything. It's like those things are just going to start unfolding for you along with this opportunity. Does that make sense, Capricorn? And then the 4th position is what growth and or opportunities are going to be had because of this lunar eclipse. And you have the 5 of Wands. So I feel like the opportunity to, with this being like a fight, I don't feel like it's a fight. I feel like you're going to be in your flow again. I feel like you're going to be excited again. I feel like you're going to like, yeah, this is going on. Yes, my life is right. Yes, I'm working some hours, but I feel so good at what I'm doing. Yes, I feel like that's the opportunity. I feel like you're so on point about who you are now and where your boundaries are that over the next 4 to 6 months, you're working in the flow, but whoever and whatever comes in, it's almost like, nope, not doing that. Yep, I can have that. Nope, you're showing me signs of that. Nope, da 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 da. Like, any fight that comes along, it's going to be a cinch. It's not even going to be hard. I feel, because it's not to me like a fight of like, oh my God, it's to me like an excited time of your life. That's what I feel like. The opportunities are exciting. Very exciting. Good. I'm glad, Etha. I'm glad. I hope that helps. All right, beautiful ones. Thank you so much. I am so enjoying coming on here every day with you guys. I love having you here, Kathy, and you here, Etha, and now Alejandra, and whoever is able to join me. But for those of you that have stuck with me, that are coming on every day, I mean, I understand it's during the day, so not everybody has the opportunity to see me, to be able to like be at work and see me. I don't know why I'm whispering, but you know what I mean. But um, I'm having a really good time. I hope you guys are. Hopefully, this will get seen so that we can continue to do this. Because honestly, as much as I love doing this, um, like I'd said before, I have to like look at the fact that where am I spending my time, because I need to pay my rent too, right? I need food too. So anyway, I love being with you too, Cindy. Thank you. A lot of place for experimentation. Beautiful reading, Cindy. Thank you. You're welcome. So I appreciate you guys. I love you, love you, love you. I will talk to you tomorrow. So we got 5 down. That's pretty good. So I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.